Good morning and welcome to my channel. My name is Deja, and if you're new here, hi, I'm new here too. And if you're not new here, then welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with me for my last two videos. Over here on my channel, we talk about a little bit of travel, a little bit of business, and a little bit of story times in between, because your girl loves a good story time. So today is going to be one of those days where we talk about one of my horrible experiences, tears. So today is going to be a story time about my worst experience getting my nails done, honey. So again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is just one of the many times where I had a horrible experience, but this one particular time stuck out to me. So without further ado, let's get into it. The story time is very short. I'm not going to say no names because we're not doing all of that. I just want to tell my side, surviving the awful nail stylist here in Duval County. All right, so throughout the story, we may be giving a few nicknames just so we can stay on track. But, you know, we're going to keep it cute. All right, so I was getting ready to go out of town. I was getting ready to go on a trip with my best friend. We have been planning this trip for months in advance. And the only reason we were planning this trip so extensively is because, like, we're one of those people where we'll plan the trip, but it won't make it out the group chat. So this time we were like, okay, we're going to plan the trip. We're going to be very intentional. We're going to make sure that this trip makes it out the group chat. So we went about that a couple of ways by making sure that our hair, nails, like basically all the beauty was taken care of. All the clothes had been ordered. All the activities had been planned. You know, hotel was done. Flight was done months in advance. I mean, like 2-3 months in advance. We were just literally getting ready to leave. And that's all we had to do. Everything else was taken care of. We're getting ready to go to New Orleans. It was our first time going to New Orleans. I still have not been to New Orleans because of this trip. But that's neither here nor there. So I had gotten my hair done. I think I had ordered me some tape-ins from my vendor. I love tape-ins. It just gives my hair a little bit more body. It gives my hair a little bit more length. This is my real hair, so my tape-ins put me about here. It makes me that girl, okay? So I had gotten my hair, and I had said, okay, I'm gonna get my hair done a few days in advance, which was perfectly fine. I was on a part of my nails. I was like, okay, I want something different. Normally I be going to the chop shop, not gonna lie, even went to the chop shop for these because the nail salons here are so big. Like the one that I go to is so big, you can fit X amount of people in there and literally be done with all of your services within 45 minutes. I walk in there, I get my nails, my feet done, I get my eyebrows waxed. My eyebrows are microbladed, but I get them waxed just to keep them up. And they doing my nails, they doing my feet, they doing my eyebrows all at the same time. Child, I love it. Get me in and get me out of here because I really don't want to be in here all day. Like, there are some people that they like love it. Like, oh, I'm getting pampered all day. I'm gonna just sit here. This is perfect. Me, I'm like, I like the activity, but I don't like how long it takes. So I was like, I want to get something different. I really don't want to go to the chop shop. I want something long. I want something that's gonna be like a boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like, that's gonna be like giving. So I hit my best friend up and she was like, oh, I'm going to this girl that I've been going to since 2019. Like, she does an amazing job. Like, she is doing a special. You should check her out. The special was $125 up front for your nails and feet. And the length of the nails was like long. And the design was a freestyle. So I was like, you know, okay, cool. I seen her work. I was like, that's perfect. And I'm getting my feet done too. Like, I really didn't need a pedicure at the time, so just getting my toes done with the acrylic was perfect for me. I was like, yes. And I know that they were going to be on point because, you know, when you go to the chop shop, girl, they gonna charge you an arm and a leg for like 2 pieces of bling and a line. And I was like, I don't want to do that, but I do want something a little bit over the top, a little bit more than my normal. Now, I am normally a short girl. I'm normally a short nail girl because I work, I type, and I be moving around, and I just love the classy, cute aesthetic of short nails. So I was like, you know what, baby, I'm outside. I'm about to be in New Orleans. I want something that's gonna be like, wow. So I hit the girl up. Mind you, she posting this all up and down her Facebook. I see people are like, oh, I sent my money, or I did this. So I'm like, okay, she's legit. And then plus, mind you, my best friend was like, I've been going to her since 2019, and she do like great work. So I was like, okay, perfect. This is ideal. I paid this girl a week in advance, $125 via Cash App. Now, this is for my nails and toes in a freestyle. Okay, so the day before, no, I'm sorry, my flight left at, I want to say maybe 2 o'clock. So when I booked her for, I want to say maybe 12 initially, because in my mind I'm like, it shouldn't take 2 hours. It shouldn't take 2 hours to do nails. Like, I'm just thinking about it, like 2 entire hours nonstop of you doing my nails. Like, I feel like that's excessive. Not when I go get my nails done within 30 to 45 minutes for something like this. So I'm like, 2 hours should be fine. I'm already packed, ready to go. Like, I have my clothes on. Like, as soon as she finished my nails, I'm literally gonna head to the airport. I even had my stuff in the car with me, like my luggage. Like, I was not playing no games. So I hit her up just to make sure we were still on the day before. I was like, hey, or maybe 2 days before. I was like, hey, I'm going out of town. After my nail appointment, my flight is at 2. And I'm sorry. Okay, I'm getting mixed up. My flight was at 2, but my nail appointment was at 10. So I was thinking that 4 hours was enough time. Okay, because I'm thinking about it. I wanted to be at the airport 2 hours before, like one and a half to 2 hours before the flight left. So my idea was to get there at 12, the airport, and to be, at the girl at 10, which will be 2 hours. Okay, let me get that right, because girl, the details are the details. So I was like, hey, my flight is at 2 today. The girl didn't have any other time available. They work for my schedule. I was like, I work, full time. I'm a mom. Like, I have to get my son from school. So the day of the trip just worked better for me because I was already off and I already had my son situated. So that was my only free day. Like, I'm working all the way up until the trip. All right. So I hit the girl up and I'm like, hey, I'm going out of town. My flight is going to be after this nail appointment. The nail appointment is at 10. The flight is at 2. I'm like, okay, even if she did like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, I have, I have TSA pre-check. So I'm really just going to walk right through. Shouldn't be an issue. So the girl was like, hey, I don't think that 10 o'clock is going to be enough time. You can come. I'm going to try to move you up. You can come at 8. So I was like, well, I appreciate her for telling me, because I would have been pissed if I'm still getting my nails and toes done, or I got my nails done and I didn't get my toes done, and because I had to rush out to go catch a flight. Okay, great. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll come at 8 o'clock. That's no problem. The girl lived about 20 minutes from me. So that morning I woke up. It had to be like 7. I woke up at like 6:30. I was out the house by 7:30. I got to the girl's apartment, so she stayed in some apartments. I got to her apartments. It was like 7:50, and I'm calling her, and there's no answer. So I'm like, it's early. Maybe she just don't see my phone call yet. Like, it didn't dawn on me anything. So I'm calling. And she has a gate. So I don't even know the gate code. Like, you didn't even give me a gate code. You didn't give me anything. So I guess the people behind me, it was this guy behind me. He got, he was in a hurry to get home, whatever the case may be. He got out his car and he put the code in for me and let me in the gate. Shout out to him. So I go through the gate, but mind you, I still don't know. This is my first time going to her. So I don't know where her apartment is. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm in, but I don't know where to go. So I called my best friend because, mind you, she had gotten her nails done maybe 3 or 4 days before me. So our flight was on Friday. I think she got her nails done on Tuesday, Monday. I want to say Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. So I call her. I'm like, hey, I'm here, but she's not answering the phone. I don't know where her apartment is. I couldn't even get into the gate. This guy let me in the gate. And she's like, oh, yeah, well, her apartment is X, Y, and Z. So I'm looking. I pull up. I see the apartment. Okay, cool. So it's now 8 o'clock on the dot. I'm at her door knocking because I'm texting you. I texted you and said I was 15 minutes away. I text you and said, hey, I'm at the gate. I text you and said, hey, I'm outside. Like, I'm texting you to let you know because I don't want nobody to feel like I'm popping up on them. So, and then, you got my money. So it's not like I'm just going to wait around and see if you're going to hit me back. Like, no, baby, we finna be proactive. I'm at your door. Hello, good morning. I need my nails done. I got a flight to catch. So I get to her door and I'm knocking. And it takes a while for her to come to the door. So she comes to the door and she's like, hey, like half asleep. She's like, hey, I ain't sanitized yet. Can you go back downstairs? So I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little agitated because first of all, I'm tracking you down. Like, you got my 125 without no issues. I shouldn't have to call around the world to figure out where you at. And I shouldn't have to have somebody else put the gate code on me. You gate coding for me. You got my money. You should have gave me all of that up front. All right. So she's like, hey, can you go back downstairs? Because I didn't sanitize. You didn't sanitize. I said, and see, this is another reason why I go to the chop shop. I ain't never had no problems walking in with no appointment, with no nothing. I never had no problems. And I'm the kind of person, I pay for what I want. So when I have went to other nail techs, I didn't mind the extra, being late, whatever y'all gonna do, as long as my nails are done. As long as my nails are done, the quality is right, and I have the time set aside for you to BS me in the beginning of my appointment. But today, I specifically gave you this disclaimer that I had a flight to catch. So time is of the essence because you already telling me that you need basically like 4 to 5 hours to do my nails. So I expect you to be on time because you told me how much time you need in the beginning, and you need to use like from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock to do my nails. So you need to start at 8. So I'm not gonna lie, I had a little attitude. I'm like, I was like, look, I don't got time for this. I got a flight to catch. You got to sanitize like right now. That's not something that you shouldn't have did before. Like before I got here last night, but after your last client, like I had a whole attitude. So she's like, well, do you want your nails done or what? I said, no, I don't want my nails done. You can give me a refund though. And she's like, well, there's no refund. I said, what? And at this point, I'm upset. I'm like, what the F you mean there's no refund? You ain't do my nails. You're not doing my nails. She's like, well, I can do them, but I need time to sanitize. Her friend comes to the door. Now, I don't want to be in nobody's business, but girlfriend, I don't know. She comes to the door and she's like, oh, because this girl is like, she booting up, like she got an attitude, and I do too. And at this point, I'm about to sit my purse down because I don't know who you talking to when you got my money. And this is so unprofessional for me to get here at my appointment time and you telling me to go back downstairs so you could do something that you should have been done. Her friend comes to the door and she's like, hey, I'm so sorry. I work from home and I didn't have to work today. And normally I'm the one to wake her up. What are you talking about? This is a grown-ass chihuahua. Why do you have to wake her up? Don't she run a business? This not really your fault, but okay, cool. If you want to save your girlfriend, friend, whatever she is to you, no problem. Now, disclaimer. My best friend told me that she does good work, but sometimes she can have a nasty-ass attitude. And this is what I was experiencing, the nasty attitude. Because just the way she balled up her face and was like, can you go back downstairs? And I'm just like, girl, you ain't even say, oh, I'm so sorry that I didn't answer the phone for you and da-da-da-da and blah, blah, blah. Like, you got my money. 125, 1,025, 10,025. I don't, $1.25. I don't care what it is. You got my money and you playing games with me. All right, so fast forward, the friend is like, I'm so sorry, I should have woke up, da da da, I normally do this and do that and blah, blah, blah. And blah. Like, the friend got some common sense. At this time, the chihuahua done went to the back and she doing whatever she need to do and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay. I was like, but you need to let her know, like, that is so unprofessional. Like, I done patronized businesses. I am a business owner. And she the one told me 8 o'clock. If you wasn't gonna be ready at 8 o'clock, you shouldn't have told me 8 o'clock because I'm here. Not to mention, I gotta track you down, girl. I gotta call around, play the telephone game, and figure out where you are. And I had to damn near jump the gate. What's going on? All right, so I go back downstairs. I'm on the phone with my best friend, and I'm telling her the situation because I'm like, girl, look, don't make this get uglier than it has to be. So I'm letting her know, I'm like, I don't even really feel comfortable going in here. Like, I just don't like the vibes is not vibing. Okay, so she's like, well, you done already paid your money. We got a flight to catch. You're going to be mad if you go to the chop shop because you done already spent X, Y, and Z. The chop shop going to be expensive for something basic. You done already paid her. Like, just tough it out. Just go through with it. So I'm like, okay. I went up there with my purse the first time. The second time, I went up there with my keys and my phone because I'm going to drag this girl if there's an issue, and I refuse to just have my purse laid out, sprawled out, upside down when I bop her upside her head. Okay? So I'm like, let me just go. I'm going to be whatever nice I can be. Whatever nice that I can find in the pit of my soul, I'm going to try to find it and be nice. So I walk back up the stairs, and this time she's got the door open because she texted me and was like, okay, I'm ready. Mind you, she texted me this like 25 minutes later. I don't know what you had to sanitize. So I'm sitting in the car basically calling her everything but a child of God. But I don't know what you had to sanitize for 25 minutes, girl. Just spray this stuff, wipe this stuff down. Like, did you have to clean your house? Why did it take 25 minutes? That's neither here nor there. I go up the 3 flights of stairs yet again. This time the door is open. I'm like, I don't like walking to people's house and the door open, but you said, oh, I'm ready. You can come now. So I stand at the door. I said, hello. She like, I said you can come in. I said, girl, I don't just walk in people's house. You're going to have to tell me to come in or open the door for me. She's like, well, if the door is open, that means you can come in. I said, yeah, when the door's open to a shop, absolutely you can come in. When the door's open to somebody's house, you don't just walk in. We done already got into an altercation, and I'll be damned if you make me seem like I'm trespassing. So, mind you, she rolling her eyes, da-da-da. I sit down. She got an attitude. She's smoking a vape. I mean, the chihuahua is totally out of hand, totally unprofessional. Girl, I would have smacked her that day had I not had a flight to catch, okay? So, I'm sitting there waiting, da-da-da. She puts my hands down, and she's like, are we okay? I said, are we? Because at the end of the day, you told me the time and you wasn't on time. She's like, well, I did this and I overslept and blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, that's not a problem of mine. That's a problem of yours. And you haven't even apologized. She's like, are you going to apologize for doing all that you did in front of my door? I said, all that I did? I said, no. I'm not apologizing for it. She's like, okay then. She's like, you can't tell me how to run my business. I said, okay, let's just agree to disagree because we're not getting nowhere. So she rumbling around, finally getting her stuff out. Stuff she should have already did before I got there when she was 25 minutes in the sanitizing. Stuff she should have already did when I got there. She's rummaging around, and she starts pulling out this stuff, and I'm just like, you didn't ask me what colors I know it's a freestyle. You didn't ask me what colors I want or nothing. And I'm just looking at her like, so eventually she was like, what colors you want? And I was like, I want pink, I want nude, like I want a little bit of white in there, like, you know, I want something cute. And she's like, okay. And she's like, well, I'm gonna make him this song. And I was like, well, can we make him a little shorter than that? She was like, it's a freestyle. And I was like, me getting them shorter is actually helpful to you. You dummy. Whatever. Do your thing because I'm ready to get out of here. Your house is empty. It's stinking here. And you got a real stank attitude. Your friend really got the sense she don't need to be doing anything else. She really do. You should want to need to be doing else. You need to be in the back with that attitude. Anyway, so she get started on my nails, and she's watching this show, and she's watching it so loud, y'all. I had my AirPods in. She's watching the show so loud, like she didn't even care that I was listening to something. I could have been on the phone. She didn't even care. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a long time. So we sitting there doing the nails. She's doing the nails. She's pushing my cuticles back. Like, she's doing this drill up around my cuticle, and it is hurting. And I'm like, this hurts. And she's like, well, if you stop moving, it won't hurt. And I'm like, I'm not even moving. So she's like, okay, well, I just won't do that part. And how it turn out is how it turn out. I said, yeah, because I'm not going to sit here and let you just hurt me on purpose. Like, are you dumb? So she starts doing like the rest of the stuff, and she's not gonna lie, the nails came out cute, and I'll insert an image of the nails. Like, I'll put it right here. The nails came out cute or whatever. They did not pop. They did not come off. Like 2-3 weeks later, I had broken one in half, but I did that. Like, I had did something, and I like I put my nail inside, and I snapped my thumbnail. But you know, she's doing my nails, and it's just like, and then hours later, what she did, the process of what she did was so simple, but she was so slow. Then she did my toes. She just did them regularly white, you know, and with the acrylic, and it was just basic. But anyway, I left. Once she was done, I was so aggravated with the vibes and the experience of it. Girl, I opened the door and walked right out of it and left that bitch wide open, not gonna lie, because she was just so rude. And I'm a very nice person. I'm a very, very, very nice, understanding person. But if you're rude to me, that goes out the window. Now, I have no regard for you either, because at the end of the day, it is free to be nice. It is free. Especially when people are patronizing your business, it is free to be nice. It was just a horrible experience, and I would not recommend. And then it's crazy because the girl is still doing nails. Not at her house anymore, or her friend's house, whatever. She's in a shop. And more recently, about a week ago, this lady had posted how rough she was and how she kept saying, oh, well, we can't cancel, or we can cancel, I won't do your nails. Just a nasty attitude. And she had like 30-40 people just saying, oh, she's awful. Like, I don't even know how this girl still do nails in Duval. That's how bad her attitude is. I don't even know why people still bringing her money. Like, it has to be people who were like me, who were referred by somebody who she hadn't messed over yet, that go spend money with her. Because if you know anything about her, you're not going to get your nails done by her. You just not, because the vibes are off. And then you want people to pay up front, and then you want to be spotty because you know you got people money that you're not going to refund. So that was my awful experience. Okay, and then the rest of the flight was, I got my nails done, y'all. While I'm getting my nails done by her, I keep getting notifications about the flight being delayed. It's being delayed due to weather, due to the crew. Like, you know, follow up on the website to get more information. So the flight was delayed until that afternoon when I left her, which I was like, okay, perfect. I'm going to go home and I'm going to chill for a minute. Y'all, I went home and laid down for all of 20 minutes, and I got a notification that the flight was canceled. The flight was canceled. And I say this because we were going to fly with a very small airline who we had never flown with before. And I was just so confused because I fly often. And I was so confused that this airline just canceled the flight, and they didn't even offer a transfer credit or anything. It's like they canceled every flight going to New Orleans that day. Every flight. And to get another flight would have been almost triple, same day, triple the amount we paid for the initial flight. Now it's just like, this must be a sign that I don't need to go. Fast forward, we found like, and we're calling and calling and calling, trying to figure out why the flight was canceled, if they're gonna move us, all this stuff. No updates. They don't know. They just gonna refund us the money back. And I'm like, I don't want my money. I want a new flight. Me and my best friend were pissed this day. Like, we had everything planned, everything lined up. So it was just awful. It was awful. We found out later that the flights were canceled because of a mechanical issue. And I'm so grateful that we did not get on a flight that was experiencing issues that could have caused us to like crash or anything, to be stuck somewhere. Like, anything could have happened. So I'm definitely grateful, like, looking back on it. But oh my God, I was just like, ugh. And then like, it was crazy because leading up to the flight, before I got my nails done, other things were happening that I was just like, if it's not meant for me to go, then just say that. Because at this point, like, what is happening? Like, I think my package was delayed with my clothes in it. Like, I had to rip and run to get other clothes. Like, it was a mess. And then the package ended up coming, so now I have more clothes than what I had. Like, it was just weird. It was weird. And yet today we still have not been to New Orleans. We were supposed to go for Fat Tuesdays, but that's another whole story. Like, we were gonna go, and some things came up with that, and now I'm preparing for 2 other trips. But that was just like my worst flying. Well, that was not my worst flying experience. My worst flying experience was when my flight was delayed by 2 days leaving from Maryland, and a storm was coming. And all of the flights had got pushed back. I was supposed to leave on a Sunday. I didn't end up leaving until a Tuesday. That was the worst experience. Or when I got to the airport one night, also leaving Maryland on a separate trip, the pilot timed out and the flight didn't leave until the next day. That was another one. It was like 11 o'clock at night. I had my son with me. It was weird. It was weird vibes. But nonetheless, that is my story time of my worst experience getting my nails done. The girl was just a hot mess. I would not recommend her. And she's been catching it, girl. Like, I hear she go from shop to shop. The clients do not like it. Girl, they be putting reviews on the internet about her. And I'm just like, God don't bless no mess. He sure don't. But anyway, thank you for tuning in to my story time. Our next story time may be coming a little soon, or you may get a business vlog from me. Who knows what it'll be. But as always, thank you for visiting my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.